So today I'm going to be talking about curriculum materials that you can apply in your classroom if you'd like to start a photography or photo editing program in your school, but all you have is iPads. The programs that we're going to be looking at are completely free because I think that there are so many free options out there. Of course, there's really great paid options, but there's so many great free ones. It's good to go through those first. So we're going to talk about my three favorites. My three favorites are first Polar. And Polar is great because when you come in, you get to see all your pictures that are available, as you can see here. And then once you select it, I'm going to go to the picture I ended up selecting. So I selected one that I took from a family photo shoot. And you actually get all these bars down at the bottom, and these are your main editing tools. And one thing that they have that a lot of other programs might not have is the ability to really edit your text. And so this is just typing in the text, and you can change the size and change the font. But the other piece is that it has all of the editing tools that Photoshop does. It's got some masking, it's got sharpening, it's got filters, but they aren't too extreme. And then you can also set it however you might want it to be. So look at these, as you can see on this screen, these are the tool presets. So if you select them, they pop up at the bottom. So the ones that are a pro or paid version of this, obviously every one of these apps has a paid version, you don't have to worry about the size. The other thing I like, and I'm going to stop on this screen too, is you can actually choose whether you're going to export it as a PNG or a JPEG, and it really allows you to choose the quality of your image. The second one we're going to talk about is, I believe the second one is Bizart. And the reason why I really like this one is because it's availability with layers. It's also, the one flaw I feel like with this particular free one is how many pop-ups you'll have when you first start it. You kind of gotta keep hitting X to it. I like how clean Polar is in comparison, but the thing that this one has is layers. You can actually go in and you can erase, and it does this masking thing. Notice how I have this red, and it allows you to mask, and it's pretty intelligent when you mask things. It won't just mask everything. And it's also got an automatic double exposure setting, so you can bring in your image and you can kind of set the overlays. And this is kind of the equivalent of that layer blending tool up in the top of the layers in Photoshop. And I just really like that feature, the layering and just the multiple layers, and then its storage system before you go and you export it. So that is Bizart. And the next one, and this is what the icon looks for that one, is PhotoFox. Now PhotoFox is actually part of a larger group, and I like all of these brands. They have some really interesting different features. I really like the pixel loop, I think it's called, and you can like take a picture and you can make it loop around. That's just a really fun one. It kind of makes fun GIFs, and it's just a cute little fun videos you can make. Again, this one's got a few pop-ups, but it's really easy to learn, and it walks you through it really easy. Students would be able to pick it up super fast. And then once you download one version of this brand of photo editors, if you get all of them, they all can kind of tie into each other, and they're easy to learn from one to the other. I like how many different fun digital art elements you can do with this one. This one has all these different glitch elements. They have all these cool photo effect elements. I went in and I grabbed one of my pictures here. You can also layer your image. They also have photo stock images, so if you wanted to like just get your kids like editing right away, this is one of my photos right here. And they've got, of course, funky little effects and stuff. So this is more, I would say Polar is more like the Photoshop equivalent. This is very photo editing, almost Lightroom. Let's actually equivalent more to Lightroom. And then Bizart is kind of that fun little middle area. And then I feel like the PhotoFox and all of those are more in the digital art realm. You can manipulate the photos more. You've got a lot more options available to you with layering and erasing and different things. So this is kind of, altogether, it kind of makes like a Photoshop for you. So if you're really interested in getting a program kind of started, these are great programs. These programs are probably most usable in the middle school to high school range, and I think that because it's free, if you've already got iPads and you're trying to find a way of applying this as an art teacher, this is a really great option. Just a couple examples of ones that I feel like work the best for me. I'm thinking about making a top 10 list, but if I had to pick 3 and only 3 to have on my computer, these would be or on my iPad, these would be the 3 that I would choose. I think it's important that kids understand what goes into manipulating photos. They are coming to the point where just a standard photo isn't good enough anymore. And being able to teach them to be photo appreciators is going to encourage more creative problem solving when they're creating story and meaning in their photos. It helps with also with creating better references. If you wanted to use your iPads to create references when they're creating new pictures, this is a really good option. Digital art and digital media is really coming into its own right now. Even if students are not planning on going into a degree in photography or a degree in filmmaking, right now it's becoming a 21st century skill that's essential, and being able to take high quality pictures is good for business owners. It's good for people who are trying to create a portfolio. If they are anything in the craftsmanship department, they're going to need to be able to take pictures, and this is just a really great resource for better presenting your capabilities. And so I think that being able to take a good picture is now becoming a cross-disciplinary skill, and having these on pretty much any iPad for any grade would be like a really great idea. But I think that in the art room, especially if we are in a one-to-one school, I know countless school districts are being given iPads, and a lot of times it's hard to identify what to do with them in the art room. And I really believe that creating opportunities for students to practice that Photoshop style, Creative Cloud style photo editing skills, and understanding how much work goes into creating some of these pictures is an essential skill to have in order to keep creating good work. And it's hitting these new 21st century skills that are now coming into our curriculum. The Minnesota just rewrote their standards that every student needs to have some form of digital art. And so with these coming up, I know some teachers are scrambling because the Creative Cloud's expensive, but these are the same skills. These are hitting those marks that you need for your digital media arts requirements. And so if you are in need of some free materials and you have iPads, these are my top 3 picks for things that you can implement. So yeah, that is all. I hope you enjoyed.